The Young and the Restless. Ashley targeted by evil twin Alan. Shocking twist on Yander. Ashley experienced a terrifying night when Alan's creepy twin brother seemed to trigger dissociative identity disorder. On Friday, May 31, Victor decided to fire Michael and ban Nikki from Jax. Diane was described as a defanged viper. Greetings to all Young and the Restless fans. Don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates. Young and the Restless. Alan's evil twin attacked Ashley. Huge Yander twist. In an unanticipated twist for the CBS cleaner, Young and the Restless, Ashley Abbott may be in the grip of an evil binary plot. And it's with her close friend, Dr. Alan Laurent. So it seems he's suspected of being involved in Ashley's trauma and dissociative identity complaint. Observers have now been given evidence that there's commodity suspicious about this character. Suggestions appear in the occasion vented on May 30th. They suggest that Alan might have a ringer who's causing Ashley's trauma. Ashley's history linked to Tucker McCall and her return to Genoa City play a pivotal part in this plot on Noir. Tucker happens to be in Paris, so he's dealing with an achievement by Audra Charles at his company, Glad. The plot thickens when Tucker encounters a man who looks like Alan, but he acts entirely else, intimating at the possibility of an evil twin on Young and the Restless. This twist could be in homage to a mid-90s plot where Ashley was deceived by an evil twin. Also, this led her to flee to Paris. So, suckers are looking forward to seeing this plot unfold and assuming on its possible issues. Eileen Davidson's performance is winning praise, and observers are agitated to see the forthcoming developments on Young and the Restless. The Young and the Restless spoilers Ashley's horrible night. Alan's creepy twin brother trigger did. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that some suckers have been suspicious of Alan Laurent ever since he arrived on Oil. When a brand new character pops up, it's always tough to make establishment vaticination on the kind of person they're without knowing them veritably well. Still, Alan has clearly been working hard to help Ashley Abbott get to the source of her trauma. Still, wouldn't he want the reason for it to stay buried? If Alan did commodity to spark Ashley's dissociative identity disorder. Instead, there may be another explanation that preserves Alan as a good Joe while still making him an important part of what happened to Ashley. In Young and the Restless May 30 occasion, Ashley talked to Alan about calling him and setting up a meeting after her ignominious fight with Tucker McCall. That was the first week in September, but Alan claimed he was in Florence at the time. Still, also Alan wasn't the bone who answered that call or met with Ashley that night, if that's true. Alan might indeed have some video substantiation if he spoke at a conference, so perhaps he can prove he was nowhere near Paris. That brings us to Tucker's strange hassle with a man who looked identical to Alan, except for maybe having a style of apparel that's a little more relaxed. That Joe sounded confused, like he was meeting Tucker for the first time in the May 30 occasion before blowing right past him. Could Alan have a creepy binary family who's responsible for Ashley's trauma? Alan might have an identical stalk who's maybe obsessed with Alan's life and cases. Alan's binary clearly could have posed as his former psychologist family and come relatively enamored with Ashley. Perhaps this Joe assaulted Ashley or did commodity differently to harm her that she's managed to block out. The suggestions are pointing in that direction since Alan was putatively in Florence that pivotal night. Now we've supposedly got another character who looks just like Alan. It makes sense that while Alan was gone, his binary family, or at least a ringer, took his place and caused Ashley's internal break. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Alan will help Ashley uncover some shocking news, so stick with us for updates on his twin's implicit involvement in driving her did. The Young and the Restless Friday, May 31 recap: Victor fires Michael and bans Nikki from Jack. Diane, the defanged serpent. The Young and the Restless spoilers recap for Friday, May 31 reveals that Jack Abbott will join Nikki Newman at Society, where she'll reveal that Jordan was set up alive and was taken into guardianship. Jack will also admit he's reconsidered his decision and can't be Nikki's guarantor after all. Nikki will get that Jack has to put his family first and won't want him to worry about it since they'll always be dear musketeers. At the GCAC, Victor Newman will spot Diane Jenkins, Abbott at a table and quiz her about Jack's reckless jest that night with Nikki. Victor will point out that it was a treason, but Diane will conceal her true passions and act like Jack did what he allowed was stylish. After Victor addresses about how he used to respect Diane, he'll contend that he pities her now. Victor will contend Diane is a serpent who's been defanged by Jack, and he'll hint that Kyle Abbott is trying to take power down from her too. When Michael Baldwin shows up for a meeting with Victor, He'll stopgap they can have a drink and clear the air. Victor will contend there's no need since Michael betrayed him, so he'll declare that Michael is fired and walk out. Once Michael joins Diane for a drink he'll admit it isn't the first time he's been fired by Victor and presumably won't be the last. Diane will also vent to Michael about the threat Jack took with Nikki and how Victor managed to get under her skin. Michael will get updates on Jack surrendering to Diane's wishes about not being Nikki's guarantor, but he'll solicitude that could lead to resentment and hint about the spouse's strong bond. Meanwhile, Claire Grace will shoot Summer Newman and Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, a textbook, so Summer will horrify at Crimson Lights allowing commodities wrong. Still, it'll just be a fun snap of Harrison outdoors with the caterpillars, so Summer will eventually start to relax a bit about Claire serving as his nurse. After Kyle admits effects are still tense with Diane at work, he'll come clean about going behind her reverse on a deal and defend his conduct to Summer. Latterly, Kyle will come home to find Victor enjoying some eyefuls with Harrison and Claire. Once Claire takes Harrison upstairs, Victor will break the news to Kyle that Jordan is alive and won't be a problem again due to her outside security captivity. Kyle will ask if he can tell Summer himself before Victor asks how effects are going at Jebot. Victor will push Kyle's buttons about working under his mama when he deserves the co-CEO position, but Kyle will act like he respects Jack's decision. Nonetheless, it won't be long until Diane comes home and faces Kyle's questions about her meetings outside the office moment. Diane will lash out over Kyle checking up on her, so Jack will walk in and confirm he's no longer Nikki's guarantor before pushing for answers about the fight. In the domain, Summer will impinge into Sally and mention that Chelsea Lawson suggested her as a temporary relief in the creative director spot. Although Summer will reappraisal Sally's history miscalculations and admit trusting her comes with challenges, she won't have the energy to hold a grudge presently. Summer will point out that Sally has the credentials and knows the company, so she'll officially offer Sally the position on an interim base, and Sally will accept. At the estate, Nikki will admit to Victor that she asked Jack to be her guarantor again, but he turned her down. Victor will wonder how Nikki could indeed consider asking Jack under the circumstances, but she'll make it clear that Jack is someone she'll always calculate on. "No, you can't go back to him. I don't want you anywhere near that Joe." Victor will roar. Our Young and the Restless prognostications allude that Nikki and Victor could have some drama brewing in their marriage if this keeps up, so don't miss what's ahead for these two. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Victor will remain determined to keep Jack at a distance, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching these videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.